Hello friends, this is going to be a little bit of a different video than we normally do. We're still in New Albany, Indiana, and we've kind of been private about this, and Carol and I had a talk this morning, and we agreed that we need to tell kind of her story, and it's, I guess, really our story, but mostly hers. It's still, everyone has a part in it, but the reason we were supposed to go back to Boquete back in July, but we were not there because we're renting Airbnbs here because Carol had her annual mammogram, which we highly recommend. She highly recommends everyone do that. And well, she had a mammogram and they found something, and so they did a biopsy and they found it was cancer. So yes, she had breast cancer, and we are now at the cancer center today. But the wonderful thing was it was caught very early, and she's gone through a lot of appointments and all these things, and so luckily it's just been having to do radiation, no chemo, and some potential other surgery. So we're still going to be here for a little bit. And Carol, like I said, doesn't want to be on camera, and I get that. She actually never wants to be on camera. But let's see if I unlocked the car. There we go. Anyway, we're gonna do some videos here about our experiences and such. So we'll give you guys more information here in a bit.
Hey guys, it's Carol. I'm at one of my favorite places. It's Mount St. Francis. It's a place I would come to often. Beautiful property, a place to come and kind of gather your thoughts, or it's a great place to do some thinking. I know you normally don't hear from me on our videos, but we're switching it up a little. And you know how I like to be behind the videos and let Chris handle that. We started our page to share our experiences of travel and living in another country. In June, we flew back home here for a planned visit, and after much thought, I decided to share with you guys why we're still here. I scheduled my routine mammogram during our visit home, and the next day I received a call to return for additional images. That turned into a biopsy. Then came the call that it's cancer. And nothing brings you closer to the reality of thinking about your own mortality than hearing you have that dreaded word. I feel if by sharing my journey, our journey, because it's Chris's also, that I will be able to help people, or at least somebody, realize that tomorrow is not promised. Do the things, take the trips, execute your dreams, move across the world if that is your vision. Often before I committed to coming to Boquete, Chris would present me with compelling reasons as to why we should move. And a big one of those reasons was how many couples we have known that did not get to live out their retirement dream, either because the spouse became terminally ill, or there was a spouse who became incapacitated, and we never really imagined that it would be us facing that diagnosis, but it can happen. 1 in 8 of us women will hear the same words that I did, and equally 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. And if you get nothing else out of this, please, please, please get your screenings. It saved my life, by God's grace. My cancer diagnosis has redirected us temporarily, but soon we'll be back on another adventure to share with you, hopefully sooner than later. For those of you who are interested in my current health situation, I am so lucky to be extremely blessed by early diagnosis, and I owe that to getting my mammogram on a regular basis. I have to believe that. I've had one surgery. They were successful in getting clear margins, and I've completed my radiation recently, and I have one surgery upcoming. And then I'll begin what's called endocrine therapy, which is oral medications for approximately 10 years to help prevent recurrence. And of course, continuing to get routine scans. If anybody sees this video and wants to chat about your journey, message me and I'd be happy to chat, to support you. And we appreciate you guys watching our videos.
I thought I would had a little bit of perspective for me, and one of the things is that I've learned very much that the world and everything is not on my time. It's it's on God's time, and I learned that. We had some tough times where I felt like I wanted to get things done and they weren't happening, and that's being really selfish. And so learn to not be selfish and to be more supportive. And so I think I've been to almost every appointment that she's been to and took notes, and so it's a hard thing. And another thing I think that Carol didn't mention was that she said one thing to me which was really important, which was the day that they told her that she had cancer, her life changed forever. And I didn't quite understand immediately, but thinking about that, it makes sense, is that when you've had that, it's always in the back of your mind, is it going to come back, and is it going to be worse, is it going to be what, so and as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that I can't do the things I used to be able to do, and I may be just as susceptible, being in the fire service and breathing in all the nasty stuff. I wonder if someday this will happen to me. So as Carol said, it is about living life. I think it's on one of my favorite YouTube video shows, which is Parley Revival, and I think it's a quote from Twain, is that you'll be more disappointed in 20 years, you'll be more disappointed in things you didn't do than the things you did do. So do those things.